Hello and welcome to another edition of We Move with Super Eagles, proudly brought to you by MTN, the official communications partners of Nigeria's national teams, and most especially the team we are all supporting heading to the African tournament, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. My name is Tolu Shotade. We're counting down to the days before the start of the African Mundial, and I've got the guys with me, as always. Bada Akitunde Johnson first up. Bada, we cannot wait for this African fiesta.
You know how when in primary school you had a new set of uniforms? How you looked forward to your first day back in school? That's how I'm looking forward to the African tournament these days. I mean, it's been a long countdown. It's been months on the show. And to just be able to count hours before the first kickoff, Cameroon, Burkina Faso, is absolute bliss.
Osarame Inegbenebo is also here with us. I got it right this time.
Yes, you did.
I got the dialect right also.
You did. I mean, Bada said it's been months on the show, so I mean, you should be arrested if you can't pronounce the name right.
I would just stick with calling you Ose.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so we're expecting a game or we're expecting a quiz today?
Tolu, move on. Thank you, because you know I won't
this show
spill.
is slowly getting to the end.
Maybe on the last episode, I'll tell you what it's going to be before it's time.
All right, so we'll take a break. On We Move with Super Eagles. When we come back, we'll be talking about preparations of Nigeria's #1 football team, the Super Eagles, as they prepare for the African Fiesta. Stick around. It is still We Move with Super Eagles.
MTN, official communication partners of the Super Eagles and other national football teams, are poised to follow the Super Eagles wherever they go in the special bumper countdown to Africa's greatest football fiesta. The Eagle Eye segment is a fly on the wall in the team camp as we bring exclusive and entertaining behind-the-scenes activities of the teams, while Talking Tough curates informative and captivating one-on-one chats with the players and coaching staff. Head-to-head pits Super Eagles stars against each other as we review their stats and various forms, while Team Focus segment highlights other African teams and how they are prepping for the tournament ahead. Beneath their wings, We Move, the human interest hub of the show, projects the MTN We Move spirit as we capture motivational grass-to-grace stories of Super Eagles top stars, while star players to watch brings to the fore the key players in all the African teams to keep an eye out for. Blast from the past takes you down memory lane to Super Eagles' glorious moment in the summit of continental football history, while Game On rewards our team in followers and active social media base with exciting rewards from MTN as we move to the epic celebration of African soccer. Of course, the lighter note segment ignites a side attraction of an unequaled blaze of value-added entertainment with heartwarming comedy and music, a unique collabo of soccer and fun. Join us as we move with the Super Eagles to higher heights of continental glory. For more details, follow us on @MTNNG, @MTN Nigeria, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome, MTN, everywhere you go.
There is a team on ground. I think this team is ready to compete anytime, any day, if called upon. And yes, the time, it's quite short. We all know that. Because every coach has his own leadership style, his own philosophy. And with the quality of players that we have, I don't think we'll struggle. But the only thing is, there won't be time for any friendlies. You know, that's when you actually assess your team, if they can actually do what you want or what the technical crew wants. Because I don't like to use the word "I" because it's it's a team. So if it was time to play at least 2 or 3 friendly games, and then telling me how you want them to operate in departments, individually and collectively in lines, then I will say yes. But be that as it may, we just have to do what we have to do. Maybe in training sections, we can now tell them how we want them to play and guide them.
All right, welcome back. It is still We Move with Super Eagles, and we're edging ever closer to the start of the African Fiesta, which kicks off on January the 9th in Cameroon. And as expected, most of the teams who will be playing at the tournament, all 24 teams, have begun preparations for the tournament. Top players on that list for the Super Eagles are expected in camp by January the 3rd in Abuja. And that basically concerns some of the real top players who are playing for some of the top clubs, most especially in England. The fact that we have so many players from the English Premier League, is that an advantage? Because it means that they will get in much, much later than every other person does.
It's not an advantage. If there's any advantage in it, it's probably that they're active. They're playing more games than players in other leagues that have gone on the winter break that the Premier League doesn't take. So they are sharp, they're fine fettle. Those who are fit, obviously, that's why they've been invited and in form. The competition comes smack in the middle of the season when they can hopefully translate that sort of red-hot form into playing for the national team. Players like Emmanuel Denise, for instance, who probably would have been feeling some jitters coming into a major tournament without having played up to 5 games for the Super Eagles. But because he's doing so well at this point in time, he can just sort of plug and play rather than coming off a holiday, So I think if there's any advantage, that has to be it.
All right, the other funny thing about the African Fiesta, and I said this is the part where it becomes rather tricky, is the problem with COVID-19. Yes, countries have been allowed to bring more than the number of players to an African tournament, almost a record number of players to an African tournament. What do you think that the authorities here in Nigeria, what are the plans? Because we talked about it a few weeks ago, about how the Super Eagles, when they camp in Nigeria, there's always a lot of distraction. This time, distraction might also mean contracting the virus if they're not careful.
I mean, they're not kids, so they should know that they need to stay away from crowds and
Can you
from
necessarily keep them away from that?
You cannot, and that's why it's one thing for the authorities and the coach and the technical crew and all of them to emphasize them staying within camp, but then the Super Eagles also need to understand that they're going to play a tournament, and aside from the fact that they're being even paid to do this, there's patriotism, and they even need to consider their own health. So I do not think that they will purposely want to jeopardize their chances of going to this tournament, and I do not think that they would want to contract the disease knowingly. So I personally don't think that I don't think it's going to be so much of an issue for the players because they will be camped and their priority should be focusing on gelling together as a team and working, trying to get themselves into shape and form for the tournament. So I don't necessarily think that
but I
it's going to be that much of an issue.
Though, but do you understand the worry about that? It's almost, you can't fly a Super Eagles player who plays abroad into the country where his family members and his close associates are. And you cannot vouch for them to stay in the closed camp, stay in the bubble for that long. Am I being paranoid or is there some worry here?
Yeah, there are risk factors and they're very real. First off, this guy is traveling from different parts of the world. Yeah. There's a heightened possibility of contracting the virus when you're traveling because it can be picked up from a surface.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be hugging people or sleeping in the same bed with them to contract it. So what that means is that there are players who may arrive in camp already with the virus. So that
authorities have to be on top of their game.
Absolutely, that worries me. And what that means is that anyone who contracts the virus can almost effectively rule themselves out of the competition because recovery takes between 7 to 9 days before you can test again, by which time 2-3 games have been played. So we've got to be almost faultless in executing the health and safety protocols and procedures around keeping the team and the players safe.
All right, one other thing that the Super Eagles interim boss has talked about in the build-up to the African tournament is the fact that the team have not got any training. There's going to be a short time to prepare, especially under a new manager. And the other problem, there are no warm-up games before the Fiesta.
Well, I mean, that's some sort of problem in itself, but not necessarily that great of a problem because these players, like Eguavon said,
says that.
But he himself, I mean, I read somewhere where he said that he has picked these particular players because they know themselves. And seeing as he's a new manager, they won't have enough time to, train under him. And that's why he has picked these players who know themselves, so it'll be easy for them to gel. So I don't necessarily think that, I mean, it's better if they're warm-up games, seeing as most of them are coming from cold countries.
It's basically getting a raw style, just with Eguavon in
absolutely. And I think that the Manchester United template or the Man U reference will probably help to frame our expectations because since Ole's been fired, there's been no difference in the team because there's no time to train. So, as you said, it's the hand of Esau. what has it said in the Bible?
You're going to complete that.
But you started it.
Started it.
but the voice of Jacob, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And you would, I mean,
We learned that on
I
the
went
show
to Sunday
today.
school, you didn't, obviously. So,
Jesus
yeah,
is born in Bethlehem. Everyone knows.
fair enough. So the team will still pretty much look as close as it gets to what it looked like under General Raw, because you can't affect the system change in short time.
Okay, so enough of the preparations for the Super Eagles and, of course, the other 23 teams who will be at the African Fiesta.
We move with Super Eagles, brought to you by MTN, the official communication sponsors and partners of the national team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I am with a man who loves football. So as you know that the English Premier League has many African top stars playing for them. The biggest football fiesta is just a few days away from now. The question is, how do the clubs in England expect African teams to prepare well when they will release the players very, very late for the tournament? Some of these players will be released like 2 or 3 days before the kickoff of the tournament. How do they expect African teams to prepare well for this big tournament in January?
The issue is releasing African players shouldn't be a topic to discuss because, first of all, the league is not being respected by the West. It's not respected by the English football club that the African goes and play for. The African goes and play because there's no money. The league in Africa is not well managed. So you play and play, you retire, you have nothing to show for it. So they go there and play not because that is what they love. Likewise, we will watch it. We watch it not because that is what we love, but because we don't organize our own well here. So the question is, for African to prepare, then African leadership had to make sure that the African football competition is what to talk about. It was people watching.
Michael, we are just aware of the fact that the biggest footballing fiesta in Africa is going to take place in a few days' time. However, big clubs across Europe are going to release the African stars very, very late. Do you think that is good for the tournament in terms of preparation for these players, or what are your thoughts on that development?
Well, everything is actually based on the team encapsulating understanding. So the fact is that for me though, it's not gonna be that good for the players to at least stay for like 3 days right before meeting up with their fellow teammates, before joining with their fellow teammates in preparation for the tournament. So I think at least they should be given 2 weeks, 1 week.
You expect that, yeah?
Yeah, that was what I was actually expecting, because this will actually give them time to prepare very well.
If I buy this bully, now trekking be my portion. We do. It be like say they happen for them. Almost level. No darling, after all of us now visitor. Oh boy, now me the one place with 7 times a woof. Bros don't get 5 times a woof. And this ain't gonna collect 6 times a woof. This one now, woof everywhere you go.
Whether you be new or old MTN customer, turn up a woof with the boss spray everywhere you go.
Bobby, make una show.
Let's quickly move to team focus next, and we'll look at the Lions of Mauritania. Only been at the African Fiesta 1 time before now, so this is 2nd appearance, and we're not expecting them to do anything special, are we?
Not at all. Not at all. This is their 2nd time at the tournament. I'm not expecting any magic. Most of the players plied their trade in local leagues and the lower division of the European League. So I'm not expecting any magic.
How many African teams are actually coming with players who are playing in top European leagues? How many?
Well,
apart from the top teams, apart from the top guys.
Yeah, quite a bunch. I think what that does for you, and thinking back to those times when not a lot of Nigerian players were playing abroad. As a matter of fact, not a lot of African players were playing abroad.
Yeah.
You came in with a few foreign-based players, and you had shoulder pads on automatically. because it just does something great for the confidence. Because elite footballers play in Europe. And so if you're able to call on the bulk of your team from Europe, it must mean that you have an elite team automatically. The exposure, the level of competition week in, week out, all of those things count. And it's going to be the difference between those teams who have foreign-based players and teams like Mauritania. They're going to be found out. The gulf in quality will be so stark that, they will do well not to get embarrassed. It's good enough that they qualify for the competition. For most of their players, they'll just by showing up, they will go into the history books in Mauritania as, immortals almost for just showing up.
Let's quickly look at the group that they are. They are grouped alongside Tunisia, Mali, and Gambia. So it doesn't even get easier for Mauritania at this African Fiesta. They're expected to lose to Tunisia. Most sure they will lose to Mali.
Yeah.
Gambia, not a bad team. They'll fancy the chances against Mauritania.
I mean, Mauritania, this is where I expect you to say it's a good holiday destination like you always do.
Never been to Mauritania.
Because, I mean, definitely
Never heard
visiting
about
Tunisia.
how Mauritania looks like.
Well, you may go and visit them to say sorry, because definitely they're going to lose. They're going to get out of from the group stage. It's bye-bye, and they're going back
No
home
chance of finishing third.
I don't think they have such a chance. I don't think they've got a quality. Let's call it what it is. Tunisia will beat them very well. Mali will beat them very well. The game against Gambia, I think the Gambians will hold the edge, but the Mauritanians can look at least returning home with some dignity, some honor, some pride by getting a result. And what would the result be? A draw. I don't see them beating Gambia either.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, the result be a draw.
All right. So we wish Mauritania the very best as they head to the African tournament. They've got to need it. They're going to be playing Mali and Tunisia as well as Gambia. We'll take a break. On we move with Super Eagles. When we come back,
It's game on!
you're right. We'll be right back after this.
Feel the thrills, and the grills of African football as we move with the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the Summit of African Football come January 2022 in Cameroon, the land of the indomitable Lions. Catch all the excitement on and off the field of play as MTN, official communication partner of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, counts down to the African World Cup as we move with the Super Eagles. For more details, follow us on @MTNNG, @MTN Nigeria on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome, MTN, everywhere you go.
What's the difference between regular data and MTN data? I'll show you. With regular data, you get this. But with MTN data, you get moved right into the action, like this. And this. And this. And this. With MTN data, you don't just get more, you experience more. Need loads of data to live your dream? Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
Okay, so this is the Game On segment on We Move with Super Eagles, proudly brought to you by MTN. This is the most fun part of the show, and of course, your favorite part of the show. Am I right? Tolu, no offense, Tolu. Okay, so very quickly, you already know the drill. It's a game, but I need 2 volunteers even before I explain. So by faith, knowing that you possess the abilities to win our freebie today, come outside, step out. Have faith, believe in yourself. Don't be scared, I promise you it's not hard. I'll make my selection. All right, I'll have the guy, that's you, I'll have you. I will have you, the lady. I will have, let me have the both of you first, then I'll select another 2. Let's go. Yes, you, yes. Okay, so today's game is very simple. Yes, one person goes to the other end. That's just behind the net. You toss the ball to your partner here and you knee it into the net. Very easy. Shall we? All right, so you go that way. Or you want, okay. I like this. Give her a round of applause. It's not easy. All right, knee, or your tie. Tie your knee. All right, let's go. Are you ready? Wait, calm down, uncle. Breathe. Yeah, she needs to take a deep breath. Any technique you want, don't worry, it's fine. All right, let's go. One more try. Okay. Victor Sima, is that you? All right, so we'll have a swap. So you come this way and she throws to you. All right, let's go. What is going on today? What is the matter? One more time, let's do this. All right, let's go. Shall I have another contestant or no? Tolu, what do you think?
I don't think anything. I'm not getting anything, am I?
All right, and with that, we have come to the end of the Game On segment. Tolu and Bada, I'm so excited to announce to you that you get to go home with these freebies today.
It's too late.
It's too late.
We're not excited.
We're not excited.
I decided to give you today, and this is all you have to say.
I know people behind the scenes who will give us those goodie bags.
Wow. All right, guys, and with that, we've come to the end of the Game On segment. Tolu, you can take us away.
All right, thank you very, very much. Also, in case you just joined us, you've missed a very, very interesting show. But you can catch reruns of previous editions of We Move with Super Eagles, as well as this current episode. All you have to do is go to YouTube. That is at MTN Nigeria. Same for Facebook. That is also at MTN Nigeria. But on Instagram, it is at MTNNG. But we have had fun on the show. We've talked about Mauritania. Nothing to see here. They're not going to do anything. But for Super Eagles, we are worried there are no friendly games. We're worried that the team isn't going to get the kind of preparation we think. It's not like they ever get any preparation. And most importantly, whether they can stay disciplined enough when they're in Nigeria to avoid a catastrophe of COVID-19 hitting the camp.
Oh, well, the managers of the team have their work cut out. We can sit here and analyze to our heart's content. It is their job to do. That's why they get paid. We get paid and we do the work that we get paid for here. So the ball is in their court to ensure that there are no surprises and our players arrive in the best condition, health-wise, fitness-wise, and able to deliver their optimum towards propelling us to the fourth African tournament.
All right, we are quietly confident that the Super Eagles can get that fourth title. But that's been the show. We move with Super Eagles. My name is Tolu. Show that I've been with Bada Aketunde Johnson and Osereme Inegbenevo. We'll catch you guys next time. Remember, the show is proudly brought to you by MTN.